Hi everyone, this is Gendron from Solution Era and the Greenhouse of the Future, and today I would like to talk to you about one of the core principles, or one of the main reasons why we do everything that we do, and that is the concept of self-reliance and resiliency. So those two concepts are very, very important to us because we believe that the way technology and the society at the moment is made, that could mean many problems in a close future. The reason why we think that is that right now we feel like this society is built like a real big building, like a multi-story building that you would see, a skyscraper that you would see in New York, for example. The reason why we say that is at the moment we have everything that it feels like we're so powerful. It feels like we're really powerful. We can do crazy things, and for example, I could call somebody up right now and have a pizza with Hawaiian fruits and vegetables on it uh, delivered to my own door within maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that. So it's very, very effective. We have cell phones that allow us to do many things really fast. So we feel very powerful, but we believe that the problem by being built like a tower like this is that if it collapses, so if one of the main things that's supporting the tower falls apart, everything falls apart with it, which is not resilient at all. So if we look at what we have right now, we have only a few things that are truly supporting a big tower. Those few things are, for example, fossil fuel or non-renewable energy, as well as a constantly growing economy. It looks like everything that we have right now needs to be functioning properly. It needs to be growing consistently. And the two problems with this is constantly growing economy has never happened. It never happened in the history of the world that the economy could keep growing forever. So we know at one point it will go down, so it's not sustainable. And then we also have non-renewable energy, which in the name it says it, non-renewable, renewable. So the problem with that is we know for sure we're not going to have them in the short term. Actually, at this point, it's in the short term. So the big problem, like I said, is once one or two or three of those things happen, if you combine that with a natural disaster or something like that, we're starting to have some major problem because the whole tower can fall apart. And so within a few weeks, you could start from that advantage of using your cell phone, calling somebody, having it delivered, and a lot of luxury that we have at the moment. You could start from there and fall all the way to maybe not being able to heat your home, and because the home itself is not resilient, if you don't heat it, it will start breaking apart, and you're not gonna have you could freeze to death inside your own home. You could have a hard time to even find food. Most of the food is imported, especially, for example, here in Quebec. If that happens during the winter, it's going to be very hard to even find anything to eat, to drinking water. If there's no more electricity, if there's any problem like that could very possibly happen, and if it's combined with a natural disaster, or if it's combined with an economic crisis, we could start from really high and go really low. And now most of our action, it's really important for me, I never do anything out of a state of fear. So I'm not saying that so that you're scared or anything like that, but at the same time I think it's very important to be intelligent about what we do. And so that's why we work really hard to promote a new concept, a new way of looking at technology, which would be built more like a pyramid. A pyramid that would be much more sustainable. Now, I would say, and I think that if we want a strong pyramid, we need to have three types of technology. Two of them will be in the pyramid, and one of them would be in the type of technology that we should not go to. And I'm going to come back to that in just a few seconds. But to start with, the foundation of that pyramid, I believe, should not be made out of technology as in right now. All technology are all in the same category right now. In the big building that we have, the skyscraper that we've built, and that is we're always going to go for the cheapest, fastest way to go short term. We're always looking what's cheaper and faster short term, which I think will cause problem, and I think that's why we're not resilient. Here, I think the bottom technology, the one that makes sure that we have water, food, and like a warm place to stay should be focused on resiliency only. So I would call those safe technologies. And that comes from Michael Reynolds, which is one of the person I've learned very much from, the inventor of the Earthship. SAFE stands for Sustainable Autonomy for Everyone. So those technologies should be focused on making sure we have food, water, and shelter for everyone in a sustainable way for us and for them, meaning the fact that we have it, we're not taking it from somebody else. For example, autonomous home like Earthship, or the passive solar greenhouse that we've been working on with the greenhouse of the future. Things like that are technology that would fit into a safe future. Based on those really strong technologies, we could build the next type of technology, which would be more like technologies that we believe, yes, it will take more energy, it will take all these things, but it is really good for humanity. So one of the main example of that, I believe, is internet, for example. So it does take satellite and all sort of things to make it work, but I do believe it is worth it. And so I think we should base our internet and other technology that we really want on top of safe technology. If we have that and something happen, a war or just economic crisis, natural disaster, or something happens, at least everybody still have food, water, and shelter for everything that they need. And then built on that is all the other ones. So if instead of going back to not even having water and shelter, we just go down to, we're still very happy, we have everything that we need, let's rebuild what we've lost, or just momentarily because there was a war, there was something like that happening. So this is just a way of looking at technologies that would be much more resilient, much more, where we would be much more self-reliant, and that's why we work so hard on those type of technology. Then there's the third type of technology, which is a technology that I think we should just not even go there at all. Those are the technology that would bring more disadvantage, like it will bring bigger disadvantage if something happens that's outside of our control, so it could happen at any moment. It will bring more disadvantage than all of the good things that it brought while it was there. For example, nuclear power and GMO food are two of the main examples, I have to say, that I think we should just stop going in that direction. So nuclear power and GMO, we should just not go there, or if we do, it should be very closely studied and controlled area where, and that even if something did happen, we wouldn't have a big problem with it. For example, with nuclear power, the big problem is, great, it gives us lots of power right in the moment. In short term, it's a good ratio of energy production for the price, but long term, if something happened that's outside our control, for example, a tsunami, earthquake, things like that, it will create more problem to humanity than all the good that it took in its entire history. So that's why I believe we should just not go there. Same with GMO food, because when we put them in nature, they start reproducing with all the other plants, and we don't know what's the impact that's going to take. We cannot control it. And so in this case, I believe we should just not even go in that direction. So this is the core of what I believe resiliency and self-reliance and the technologies of the future should be based on. And so that's why we've been working really hard with the Greenhouse of the Future, the different course that we give, and all these things. And so I hope that you found some interesting information about this. Of course, this is based on myself, like all the research I've done the past few years, and I've been in both extremes. Like I've been all the way from trying to survive, like being out in nature with just like a t-shirt and some pants for 5 days, like hardcore survival skills that where I would have to find water, just like boil water out of nothing, like make my own bowls and things like that. From that extreme, trying to survive and be resilient, knowing that kind of information, all the way to, for example, when I did the conference in ID City, where we'd see all the genius ideas of the future, where those are really extreme things, and some of them I agreed with because I believe they were here. Some of them I did not agree with at all, because I think they were more in this category of things that I don't think we should go there. But anyways, based on those two extremes, and then there's Michael Reynolds and all this, bringing that idea of safe technology, of technology that will support people, and trying to get that food, water, and shelter for everybody in a sustainable way. So based on all those, I hope this brought you some good information, and I would love to hear some of your comments. So if you want to write some comments and some ideas about this under this video, that would be great. And hopefully we'll see you soon in either a course, or I hope you're going to enjoy our DVD, ebook, and plans about the greenhouse of the future. If this kind of technology interests you, like the safe technology, I think this is something that you will really enjoy and love. So hopefully, see you soon. Goodbye.